The air was filled with anticipation. Dr. Montgomery, a man who practically breathed self-importance, adjusted his spectacles with a flourish. His female lab assistant only rolled her eyes at this. His lab, a testament to his towering ego, was about to witness his greatest triumph yet. The age ray hummed with potent energy. It promised eternal youth, a concept Dr. Montgomery found irresistible. Turning back the clock on his own age would only be the start. The animal testing was done now. He glanced at his reflection, a smug grin spreading across his face. Years of tireless research had led to this moment, this validation of his genius. He was about to conquer time itself. With a dramatic sweep of his hand, he threw the switch after setting the controls to a fairly young age. The age ray whirred to life, bathing him in its eerie green light.
Younger? I'm getting younger. It's working.
He imagined the envy of his colleagues, the accolades, the endless possibilities. He closed his eyes, savouring the supposed transformation. Crystal grinned as he got smaller and smaller in size, his body de-aging. Instead of the vigour of youth, Dr. Montgomery felt an alarming weakness. His bones shrank, his muscles turning to jelly. He opened his eyes, expecting to see a small boy in the reflection. A 15-month-old baby greeted his eyes. He started wetting himself, his baggy adult clothing showing a visible spreading mark of wetness, his smaller body reacting to all the excitement. He saw chubby baby legs, his once imposing stature reduced to a helpless 2 feet tall. A minor mishap in the power setting, he thought. No matter, since it worked. His voice, usually a booming baritone, emerged as a high-pitched squeak of excitement. He tried to speak, to crow about his success. Babble of words came out from a mouth not used to forming adult words. He looked around the lab, his advanced equipment suddenly looming large and menacing. The world seemed terrifyingly vast from his newfound perspective. He was trapped, a prisoner in his own body, a genius mind imprisoned in a drooling, diapered shell. The sound of hurried footsteps broke through Dr. Montgomery's thoughts. Crystal, his long-suffering assistant, rushed up to him, her eyes widening in disbelief. She had always tolerated his eccentricities, humouring his grand pronouncements and impossible deadlines. But this was beyond anything she could have imagined. A cunning look spread across Crystal's face, replacing the initial shock. Years of pent-up frustration, of enduring Dr. Montgomery's condescending remarks and impossible demands bubbled to the surface. She let out a hearty laugh, the sound echoing through the lab. With surprising swiftness, Crystal took charge of the situation. She retrieved a playpen from the storage room, the one he had arrogantly dismissed as a frivolous purchase. Crystal brought it as a just-in-case ages ago. She found the stored diaper bag, stocked with supplies that seemed utterly foreign to the brilliant scientist he once was. Dr. Montgomery, the master of his domain, was now at the mercy of his former subordinate. The humiliation. Dr. Montgomery, a man accustomed to commanding attention, now placed in a playpen, his cries for help reduced to mere whimpers. He glared at Crystal, attempting to convey his outrage and urgency with his limited means of communication. A few minutes of practice and he learned to speak more clearly. "Change me back this instant! I'm your superior, woman!" He watched in horror as she picked him up and put him into a pull-up diaper with an air of amusement. He, the renowned scientist, was now at the mercy of getting a diaper rash. The indignity of it all was almost too much to bear. He, Dr. Montgomery, reduced to an infant. It was a cruel joke, a cosmic punishment for his arrogance. He swore that if he got out of this predicament, he would get his revenge on her. Maybe a century of crawling on the floor as a baby girl will teach her, he thought. But first he needed to escape the tyranny of the playpen and the indignity of wearing a diaper.
Crystal, you can't seriously expect me to stay in this This playpen!
Oh, relax, Montgomery. It's for your own safety. And besides, it's kind of cute seeing you like this.
Cute? I am a brilliant scientist, not some adorable infant.
You'll have to get used to it. Now, let's go over today's experiments. I'm in charge now.
Fine, but remember, this is only temporary. I will find a way back.
And so, the once mighty Dr. Montgomery found himself at the mercy of his own assistant, viewing the lab from a new, much lower vantage point. He told her the settings and what went wrong as he ended up a touch younger than he planned for.
This can't be happening. I demand you fix this immediately, Crystal.
Doctor, you brought this upon yourself. Maybe it's time you learn a lesson in humility. Yes, you need to learn respect and being polite to others. Mummy Crystal will teach you, no matter how many decades that it will take. Maybe timeouts or spankings to adjust your attitude. Young man.
The once arrogant Dr. Montgomery, now trapped in the body of an infant, struggles to come to terms with his new reality.
Doctor, if you want any hope of reversing this, you'll have to follow my lead.
Follow your lead? I'm the genius here.
Crystal's patience is tested as she tries to guide baby Montgomery through the steps needed to undo his transformation.
All right, let's start with the basics. Can you at least try to cooperate?
Fine, but this is utterly humiliating.
As baby Montgomery reluctantly listened to Crystal's speech.
Doctor, maybe this experience is what you needed all along. I'm far smarter than you ever considered me to be. That Nobel Prize is going to be mine now. Wealth and fame will belong solely to me. You, my dear doctor, will be my happy little boy. Otherwise, Mummy Crystal just have to make you even younger. Does little Monty want to be a newborn again? Maybe I never allow you past the crawling stage of your life. You can spend the rest of your life on all fours wearing diapers forever.
Perhaps you're right, Crystal. I see things differently now. We can work something out.
With a newfound perspective, baby Montgomery starts to realize that. His past misdeeds and arrogance finally caught up with him.
I'm happy to hear that. Who knows? A few decades from now, and I might even let you be old enough to ride a tricycle again. In the meantime, you have all the time in the world to teach me every single detail of your work and to think about future projects. Naturally, I take credit for them. Maybe one day in the far future, you reach adulthood again and have a mountain of wealth to fund your projects. Just remember to forget any plans of betrayal toward me. If I must, I will turn you into an itty-bitty baby and hire a wet nurse to care for you. You can spend your days in nurseries, playrooms, and being Mommy's little forever baby. I will find the prettiest little dresses for you to wear and show you off to all of my new ultra-rich friends.